Hello, hello, how are you? This is JilliBling. I have a second project using a new product suite, and it is called Petals of Beauty. So here you go. Kind of fun. So, new packaging. This is how the stamp sets will now come, and I wasn't sure how it's going to work into my world, but it seems so far actually pretty good, because when I want to use a stamp set, I took the flap and I tucked it in and I just give it a squeeze and there it is. So far so good. And then I've decided, because the stamp sets, they're all polymer now, it doesn't give you the sheet, or you don't have like a printed of each stamp that you would use for inventory. Let me show you if I could show you just a minute. For instance, Peace on Earth. I love it how there is this in the background that acts as an inventory. With the new system, it's not there. So, what I've decided to do is, many times the images are a different size, like a different percentage size. I'm just going to lay this on top and put the stamps about where they are on the cover. So then I know I need this one. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are absent from the stamp set. So far it's working okay. And then also, I'm like, they're not going to fit on the shelf like the other ones did. And I know they don't have the little thumbnail picture on the side. But I'm hoping that flipping through will work out okay. But I'm putting them in a tub. And I'm putting them alphabetical. So this, it kind of dips down here. But that's not really important. Even if it was just straight flat across, I think I could fit 2 groupings. So I'm just going to put stamp sets in here. And I like how the stamp set has the name up at the top of it. And I'm folding it under so I can easily shake out the stamp set. And that's working pretty good. And I'm just going to keep them alphabetical. And then the dies, you're probably like, I'm here to see the card, but it's on my mind right now. The dies, for the dies, I'm also tucking that little flap in, and I'm continuing to use my magnet sheet. So far that's working. For inventory, in the past, I've taken the catalog and cut a little piece. I took a catalog and I would always cut out, reserve 1 catalog just for chopping up. And I would take this, put it in with the dies so that I knew there's 16 dies, which one am I missing? And at least it's an easier way to try to figure it out. So I plan to do the same with this one too. So far, so good. And I put the name up here and how many is in it, just because the name is kind of small right there. And when flipping through it, I think that this is easier to see. On the stamp set, it's prominent. Okay, so we're going to be using this bundle, Petals of Beauty, banner sayings, look how nice those words are, Gallery Bloom dies, just for this little glimmer paper, and party banners. So here it is. Oh, and we'll also be using a new embossing folder that goes with this product suite. So this is part of an online exclusive, and you could get it beginning on November 4th. And if I show you all the pieces in the suite, then it's like, I already understand that suite. And I'm using the rub-ons. That's something that I said, oh, I'm not gonna, rub-ons, they do nothing for me. But this, on the other hand, I really like. The glimmer paper is the glimmer paper that came with the Peace on Earth, the Dove set. And it has 3 colors in it. It has, they call it, well here, I'll show you. Okay, we're gonna get there. Rub-ons. And you just need this piece, cut in half, and just use different chunks of it. And if you're in your head, you're like, no, just use the whole thing. But you don't really need the whole thing. See how there's just a little bit right here? And it's really bright. I love how bright it is. And then I have a little bit inside. This one's a little bit sloppy. I'll work on that. And when you get them, they come in a package, 2 of this pattern. So here's 1, 2, and then 2 of this pattern in silver, and you also get it in gold. So there's 8 sheets. Metallic textures, rub-ons. And I'll have the item number listed in the video description. I'll have a paragraph, and then I'll say, here's a list of products used to make this card, and I'll have it listed, the item number in there. So we'll use that. We will use iridescent pearls, just because they pick up all these perfect, pretty peacock, lost lagoon, kind of yellows and pinks. Here are the papers. Here's the new embossing folder. Let me see how I can hold it. Can you see the pattern on there? Is it better with it? Oh yeah, you can see better that way. And it's really delicate, which I like. We'll use that. Online exclusives, we can order beginning November 4th. And there's a lot in here. Here is the paper. For today's project, we're just going to cut out 2 bunches, and that's what goes right here. But let me show you the paper. The paper is really pretty. Oh, that's the same sheet. I don't know if I'm going to have all of them here. Oh, and this is the second card I'm going to make. I made 1. This is number 2. I have 3. I have 4 projects just because I love this paper. This was the first project. I'll show you that in just a minute. Oh, my little labels. I had a stack of little labels. I had to find the product to put the label on it. Some of them are like embellishments, and they're already in a project box. Okay, pretty, pretty. They're all pretty. Look how pretty that is. Okay, beautiful paper. And Peaceful Garden Glimmer Paper. So they say the colors are blue, dark gray, and soft green. And when I first looked at this, because it's paired with the Peace on Earth, the dub set, to me I said, this is Secret Sea, this is Blueberry, and this is Cloud Cover. Okay, going along. And then when I read it, blue, dark gray, and soft green. I'm like, is that really soft green? So, okay, they could call it whatever they like. I love the product. So I paired it with this, and I don't know if it's soft green or if it's cloud cover, but I think it's beautiful. Okay, and trying to stay focused. Here's the first project using the paper and some of the dies and the leaf. Oh, and the new gems. I think it's called Pearls of Beauty. They're just like the antique pearls, but they come in, oh, I've got them right here. They come in crumb cake, coral, and white. And they're so pretty. I love them. But I love the antique pearls too. Oh, and they're kind of flat. Okay, so that was the first project. So if you go back just one video, you'll see that. Oh, and then in the product suite is vellum. Do you miss vellum? I miss vellum. They have window sheets, but vellum went away. But now it's back. Okay, so we'll also be using Charming Floral, I think that's what it's called, Floral Charm designer paper, and that's for this here. Oh, and then of course this paper. Okay, let's do it. So here are the pieces, and all the paper cut sizes will be in the video description, way down at the bottom. It's just folded in half, Lost Lagoon. we'll need this for the rub-ons. Then we'll attach this. See, that paper is pretty too. It's so hard when both sides are pretty. So baby Warren is almost a year old. What do I call him after this? A toddler? He's not toddling yet. He's cruising. I'll call him a cruiser. He's a cruiser. That makes me think about like lowrider cruisers. But he's getting big. Next weekend is his birthday. Okay, and his parents, see, I don't remember if I already told you this or not, but that's okay. His parents took 1-year photos, and they're so cute. I have 5 of the photos. I'll flip through them. And the very last photo is him sitting on a little rock step. He is as cute as can be. Okay, so this is for the flowers on the inside. This one right here. And that is for right here. This is for the, what do they call it? The soft green. The soft green leaves. And then we have banners. There's 2 banners, here and here. So we have soft green, cut out 2 of those. Basic beige, cut out 1, and we're going to stamp the words on that, the greeting. And then the one that's a little bit larger, we're going to cut out 1 of these and then use the embossing folder to texture it. Look at that! Everything we need. The soft green little branches. Oop. Okay, I have those done, cut out. I cut out the stamp. Let me show you the stamp. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. This stamp here, I tried to put the flower or the petal or the, what is it, the flower center inside to give it a little bit of detail. And I tried over and over and it just, I failed. Therefore, we're just doing the outside. So I tried to stamp off in Lemon Lolly. Then I thought, well, this has kind of like vanilla and maybe beige to fill it in. No. Then I tried beige with yellow. No. Then I tried just the center. No. Anyhow, we'll be doing petal pink and bubble bath. Those other tries, they didn't work. Okay, so where were we? This part is done. We just have pieces. It's time to put them together. So I already did the stamping. That we'll put on. Okay, let's start assembling this. So look at the texture on that. Can you see it? Kind of fun. And I'm going to stamp the words on here, which is sending love. Maybe I'll make these a little shorter. I hear like dripping outside like it's raining. It's raining. Okay. So from my cutting plates, I have a little bit of debris, so I'll just clean it up. Okay, so this will go about here. This will go right about there. But I'm going to stamp Sending Love down a little bit lower in Pretty Peacock. How about right there? Cute. Do you see how cute that is? I love that font. Isn't that just as sweet as can be? And then with the little flowers. Yep. Time for the rub-ons. My favorite part. Okay. And put it here? There it is. So that's just half of this little grid pattern. And I'm going to take some and I'm going to cut it so it looks a little bit random. And what's convenient is there's little dashes in the pattern here. So I'm just going to cut through those. But I just want it to be a bit random. I really don't know the shape that I want. Okay, and then that will be left for the inside, and this I'll put on the outside. This one, I think it's a little bit bigger than the sample, but that's okay. So, I want it to be random. So maybe like that. So you notice how I cut the rub-on plus the protector back all at one time, just because if you cut it out, you could easily cut this part that has the rub-on on it because it's quite thin. But when I was first playing with these, I just set it down and I was working and working. I went to pick it up. The rub-on was left behind there. So I suggest keep them together until right before you're ready to use it. Ooh, look how that fits. I don't want it to come off on my finger either. And another thing I noticed is the rub-ons aren't too happy about going, like if I picked it up right now, it'd probably already be attached. The rub-ons aren't real happy with being applied over ink, but I think you just need to give it time to dry. Because see these mossy meadow petals? Trying to put it over that was really hard. And then I thought, oh, okay, whatever doesn't get applied, I'll just put it over here. It's kind of a mess, but I think right after we get done with this, let's stamp the inside so we give it a minute to dry before we put the rub-on on. Okay, that one's still protected. Okay, and this piece is hanging over the edge, this piece of the rub-on sheet. So if I am careful, I could preserve that and I could put it somewhere else. And it doesn't take much to get these to be applied. That's all it takes. Isn't that cool? And it's just so bright. Just want to make sure. Good, good. Oop, yep. This little bit right there. I think I'm leaving some behind, but that's okay. And then just to make sure that they're down. So when I look at this, there are a few little bits left behind, but I'll use those on the inside because I was a little bit skimpy on my inside piece. Because you know I'm frugal. But look how pretty that is. I hope you could tell how bright it is. There it is. Whoa! Okay. Oh, I said let's do the inside. Okay, we'll work on the inside. At least get it stamped. Alexa, stop. She was talking to me. I don't know what she was even saying. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of weird. Okay, focus. I'm going to have to ask her what she was talking about. After we're done here, I'm going to go back. I think if you go to the app, you can see what was requested of her. And I'm going to see what she's talking about. Because she was talking about like the inner surface of, I don't know. Okay, mossy meadow. Right there, and it's really dark, but that's okay. It's going to make the white rim on the flowers look really cute. Okay, so we're done with that. And I'm not caring what it looks like right down here in the corner because I'm going to fill it up with cuteness. So next is Lost Lagoon. My stamp pad is busy. So I made a spot. I do that often. This one I might make it like stretch it a little bit bigger, taller than the sample, because I think it accentuates the flowers really well. And you could tell, I don't care what it looks like right there, because that's going to be covered. Then a little bit on the other side. And I know this would work a lot better if I had my stamp pad, but I don't. Okay, done with that. Then I'm going to do Pretty Peacock for the Lost Lagoon petal leaves, the leaves, the veins. And I'll hold it up and you'll say, yeah, that's not real. It doesn't, at this point, it doesn't really look appealing. The flowers are, they're going to be the main point. So today I went and I got vaccinated. I got 3 at the pharmacy. They're like, 3? Let me see if we could do that. They said we could do it, but let me ask the pharmacist if you're going to want to do that. I'm like, yeah, because I have to take care of baby. Okay, so I'm going to put the flowers on, and you can see I have 2 in petal pink and 1 in bubble bath. And the colors came from this right here, because I think that looks like a bubble bath. I know that this sprig, which is a different type flower, looks like petal pink, but I was unable to achieve vanilla. Even if I took the basic beige, stamped off, and then stamped it, it was just too light. It just looked kind of like a muddy mess. Then when I tried to stamp the flower center, it didn't look good either. So what I'm going to do, see on the sample how you put those little dots in there? I love how that turned out. And that came from this right here. And it also came from the first sample. See how they made their flower center? That's the stamp doing all those little dots. So I thought, well, I'll do that on these. So that's the next step. So I'll do one close up and then I'm going to get busy and do the others. So to start out in the center, and this is a Micron 02 Pigma archival ink quality, and I got it from Amazon, and it's a super fine pen, and I use it all the time. I love it. So I'm going to do one kind of big dot, a medium dot, another medium dot, and then a whole bunch of little tiny, teeny tiny dots. Purposely going to have them all random. I love the little tiny dots though. That kind of looks like a smiley face. The smiley face, she has eyelashes. She has extensions. Okay, I'll do the rest. So, bigger dot, and then tiny dots. I think the bigger dot kind of grounds the center of the flower. And the tiny dots, they kind of look like they're the pollen. A little bit of pollen in there. Somehow, to me, the pink always looks best. Maybe because I really like pink. I like petal pink too, though. So I got those 3 shots. They're like, you're going to be feeling a bit punky. That was the word she used. Like well, something I think I need to do. She goes, well, you can come back next week and get, like, just space them all out. I'm like, no, I'm too lazy. Okay, so the pink one, I'll put it right down here with glue. Then one of the petal pink ones, I'll put it on with dimensionals. Mini dimensionals. I could go right here. I don't want to cover up the flower centers, just because I like them so much. So this last petal pink one, I'm going to separate, there's 3 flowers on here. I'm going to separate one of the flowers and put it on top. Just it'll make it like a little bit more of a condensed bunch, and it will make it look different than the flowers on the other side. Same flowers, same look, same color, just different. Okay, nothing fancy there. But I picked the flower that was easiest to separate, and I think that this flower looks just fine all on its own. And I kind of chopped into this flower, but I'll cover it up. Okay, so these two get stuck down flat, and then the standalone flower will get dimensionals. A-dimensional. Okay, two tiny dimensionals. Look how cute. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and then do the rub-ons. That's the plan. I think that might be a little bit long. Too big, too far down there. Can I pull it up? Well, that worked pretty good. I guess that means I didn't stick it very well. I'm just thinking about the edge of the card, how much room I have, because I don't want that hanging over the edge of the card, outside the card. See the flower centers. And I kind of like it how the leaves are bigger over here, because I think it makes the flowers look softer and lighter, and it's accentuated by the little white border. Oh, I didn't do the consider. Did you notice that cute? Look how cute this worked. Okay, so on the outside, sending love. And on the inside, consider yourself hugged. Is that just the cutest? And yes, it probably should be up here, but I love it tucked down in there. You have all this room to write, or not, but it's a real sweet sentiment. And sometimes I'm a hugger, so this is good. Oh, my friend Terry, she goes, anything that talks about hugs, I like it. Terry, you're gonna love this one. She doesn't buy that much stuff, product, but this one just might tempt her. So Pretty Peacock, consider yourself hugged. And you know, all of you that send the kindest comments, this is for you. Consider, let me put it so you can see it. Consider yourself hugged. Thank you. Sometimes it's like people get on a roll and I get a whole bunch of mean comments. Not really mean, but just like, well, I don't know why you did that, or thumbs down or something. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I putting myself out there? But lately, everyone has been really nice. Just thank you. Consider yourself hugged. Okay, so this is going to wait to dry, and we'll work on the front. Oh, we have to put that little bow on. That's easy enough. Let's work on the front. This is part of the inside. Look how nice it looks when it has that little border around it. Yeah. Okay, so this, I'm not going to attach it yet because I want to wrap around the granite baker's twine. So I think it's just this part right here. Let's get started on this. So these two little images that are cut out from the designer paper, I'm going to put on with just one dimensional. And that's so I could tuck the, what do they call it? The soft green little shimmery, glimmery leaves underneath it. And then I'll put more dimensionals underneath it after I get those glimmer leaves, these right here. Ooh, that one's a little bit close. So I'm going to lift it up and kind of fix that. I want to see the at least a little bit of the tag, the shape. Can't be too tall or else it won't fit in the envelope. Just like that. Look at that. So you can see the words. It's like stamped, like I knew what I was doing. But you know, I just strategically placed the flowers. It's like I want a pair of jammies with this print on it. Okay, and metallic rub-ons on them. I don't think I have bling jammies. So this could go there. Ooh, look how nice it kind of wraps around. Ooh, how about in the middle? Then it could really shine, like right there. Maybe I could tuck it partially over the top. Whoo-wee, this one is fancy. And this one, I like how it drapes down into the pretty peacock. Okay, that's the plan. Now when I put dimensionals on it, everything's going to be scrambled, but that's okay. That one is hanging on. Okay, and after I attach them, I had to put more dimensionals underneath the fussy cut designer paper flowers. It came up. It's just very sweet, very cute. And this is going to be off-centered a little bit and drop down just a little bit. Okay, and this goes around twice and in a knot. It's not too fancy. Well, the glimmer makes it look maybe a little fancy. Just a knot. Kind of shaky. Do you think it's the vaccinations? Okay, so my knot is doing what knots do, what I do not want it to do. See how it's just kind of sticking up? Did you notice all the times I use the word knot, talking about the knot? Huh? But I have a way to fix it. First of all, I'm going to get the baker's twine underneath the cuteness. Okay. So the baker's twine is just going around twice, which is the plan. But look on the back how it has a crossover. I like the crossover part. So I'm going to change places here. A little bit of a gap. So you don't mistake it as, oh, just one piece of twine. Nope, it's two pieces. Okay, so the crossover is under there, but I like how there's kind of an angle going to these. Okay, so now the sparkly. This is just going to be put on with liquid glue, like on the center part. the stem. Weren't we doing something kind of fancy here? Look how you can see a little bit through there. But I like that Lost Lagoon petal. Okay, just like that. Then I could see both the Lost Lagoon petals. Okay, get it dried. And I'm going to fix the knot in just a minute. Then this one can go right there. Maybe this one could be riding half up on the focal point too. Yeah. But I can't put glue down here because the basic beige tag is on dimensionals. I could put glue, but I wanted to kind of be floating a little. Okay, so have a plan. Glue at the bottom and on these leaves, and hopefully that will support it all. I put a little bit of glue up higher, even though I know it's going to be hovering over the top of the pretty peacock, but I'm thinking that once the glue dries, it might make the glimmer paper just a little bit stiffer. Okay, there it is. Okay, and some mini dimensionals to continue supporting the fussy cut piece. I'm just going to put glue underneath that petal pink little bit. Okay, so glue on the baker's twine, and then I'll put the petal pink little sprigs just to set in that, and they'll attach. Then, to fix my knot so that this piece isn't just flopping up like that, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. First of all, get that off of there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the knot. Let it soak in a bit. Now I know it's going to dry clear, so as it's soaking in, just put it over to there. And that's going to disappear. It's going to be clear, and then it's going to hold the string in place. So when you look at this one, it was doing the same thing, but now they're both kind of hanging downward, which I like. But I want them to be different lengths. Okay, that's looking good. This one dry. Okay, how about we attach this, again with dimensionals, and then put on some pearls. Then we'll go back to the inside of the card and do the rub-ons. Look how cute that is, even on the back. It's like, what side is the winner? I like them both. I knew I was asking for trouble doing that. Once I get them attached, it's going to be good. So I'm kind of bridging the baker's twine with the dimensional, but I have to push it down on both sides of the baker's twine. Or I could use this strip, the edge, now that it's all done. One more after this. Okay, one more. That's lots of dimensionals. So this is going to go in the upper corner, just so you could still see some of the print. How's my coerced knot going? Maybe if I put the glimmer paper over the top, that will help hold it down. Maybe. I will be the winner. Little leaf. You can't be hiding. There's no shy leaves, especially when you're glimmer. Glimmer leaves just shine. Okay. There. That's the plan. It's a whole lot of fussing for one little knot. Sparkles? Yes, please. Let's do 3 of them. I like them on the pretty peacock paper because they really stand out. One over here and then a little one. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, the outside is done. Okay, so for the inside, all it needs is some of the rub-ons. So I have just a little bit. So how about starting with the one, let me see how much remains on here. That's interesting. It's like, why did that not work? Ooh, that worked. So this one and those. I'm going to try to do it a little bit more planned than I did on the sample, because on the sample I was just putting them everywhere, anywhere. So let me show you. So on this one I was just putting them anywhere, and I think it's kind of a mess. This one I'm putting them in, at least they're parallel with each other. Let me see how much is left on here. There's a few bits on here still. Hopefully I'm not making you crazy by using every little bit. But it's just, it's so pretty. There, and I think here. What else is left? Then I'm going to use the other piece. Yeah, some of them aren't wanting to go. But it's just like little partials. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so here's this one. And this, I put it on the green leaves, the mossy meadow. How about this one just be in the middle? And if it happens to be on the leaves, that's good. And I'm going to continue with this angle that the already applied pieces are. Like that. Okay, well, some of them are ending. Yeah. I want the bigger portion in the field, in the beige area. How about right here? Okay, so it's going to be, and let's hope that it attaches to the stamped mossy meadow leaf. Hopefully it had enough time to dry. Okay, are you ready? Good, good, good. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Is that just the coolest thing? You see it on there? And I didn't even get it all. What's going on here? There's more to apply. Are you like that? There's like one little, that little bit remaining. It's like, oh, I gotta get it on there. Okay, 100% done. Okay, so there's a sample. These are ready to put together. Then we're done. Oh, and I'm going to show you the 5 pictures of my son, Michaela, and baby Warren. They said on the party invitation, we have so many toys, let's just contribute to his, I think it's a 529 account. And I appreciate that. We did that with our kids. For the longest time, they didn't know that all the other kids get toys and money, like money to spend. And all theirs, we said, no, it goes to your college education. You want to be educated, right? And they didn't know for the longest time. Anyhow, they put that on the back of the invite. So that's what we're going to do. At this point, he doesn't know. If he has a toy and he drops it or throws it out of his play yard, he doesn't know. He doesn't care. And then he sees it 5 minutes later. It's like, hey, that's a cool toy. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some baby cuteness, and then we're done. Okay. So my pictures are all about baby and cards. He got a bee sting. We had to send a picture to his mom. We didn't ever see a stinger on it. Here we go. So look at that. That's Evan and Michaela and baby Warren. Look how big he is. And then Bruiser. Okay. Is he just the cutest little bundle? Then, oh, so cute. Michaela's such a beautiful lady. And then here's Evan and Warren. See similarities? I think he might look more like his mom. This picture right here melts my heart. First of all, look at the background. Is that fun? Baby Warren, there he is, almost a year old, a few more days. First time I've seen him in shoes. He's probably trying to pull them off. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.